I pull my door closed, ready for another day of classes. And this time, last night we had some good time, good tea session with Lily, and especially Hanako. And Hanako really looked cute in that dress, that nightgown. So I hope to see more, and see more of that cute side of Hanako. So let's go. Sleep well? Oh, you spoiled my mood. Kenji's sudden arrival makes me jump, and I narrowly avoid butting heads with him. I know he has poor eyesight, but he knows who I am now. Does he still have to stand this close? Well, that's Kenji for you. Oh, yeah, I slept like a baby, alright? Damn, why do people say that? Huh? Have you ever heard a baby sleep? They scream all night, every night. Babies don't sleep well ever. Wait, well, there goes my restful state. I have to remember to never use figures of speech with Kenji. Alright, I get your point. It was a figure of speech. Yeah, sure, whatever. Where were you last night, man? I had favor asked, but you weren't around. For a split second, I considered telling Kenji the truth that I was spending time with Hanako and Lily. Should you even tell him? Thankfully, that split second passes as soon as it came. I was just out, checking out area and stuff, recon. Good man, good. I knew you were the type to plan ahead. Anyway, what was this favor you wanted? I was gonna get some takeout, but I needed change again with the money. What? Is Kenji really seriously so broke? Wait, what? I gave you money last week and you still haven't paid me back! And I was starting to kidding you were cool. No. You're the one who's not cool here. Kenji fishes around in his pocket and produces his wallet. As he counts out the 400 yen he owes me, I can clearly see at least two 10,000 yen notes. Fish you! Why do you still ask me for money, you crap? Hey, what the hell? Why are you borrowing money off me when you've got that much cash? Kenji hisses a little, realizing that he's been hacked. Get off my case, man! It's bad luck to pick a big note for anything less than half its value. It's the tycoon's rule. Tycoon's rule? Since when do you want to become a tycoon? Come on now. Last night's dinner is going to cost me 7 years of bad luck. 7 years! Don't you think that's enough cost to help someone out? I'll get a shorter sentence if I just stole the stuff. Oh, what stuff? My common sense screams at me to say something to him, but thankfully I restrain myself. Arguing a point like this with Kenji will just lead to further and more complicated discussions. Well, let me tell you that Kenji's even worse than Rin. Rin is weird, but Kenji's way weirder. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe you should plan these things a little better. Yeah, man, I know, man. But I've just got so much to do. It's hard. And you're never around anymore, so I'm on my own. We're sorry to abandon you. We're supposed to be brothers in brotherhood, remember? Yeah, I get you. Global conspiracy, feminist conspiracy and all that. I'll keep my ear to the ground. Kenji draws close enough for me to get a clear whiff of his garlic-tainted breath. That's that. You better, man. You're really spending less time here. That's the first thing they do. They try to split us up, divide and conquer. Sun Tzu said that. Okay, but you're applying the wrong principle here. Roger that. Now I've got to be going. I've got classes. You coming? Nah, I'm tired. I stayed out all night just to make sure nothing was gonna happen after splitting that note. As rational as ever, I see. Whatever. Night. Okay. Yeah, I don't give a damn. I'm more interested in Hanako right now. Kenji scurries back into his room, and I hear him throwing his locks as I walk down the hallway. That is why some people can't roll their tongue. Why their second toe is longer than their big toe. Muto beams a half-moon smile at us, obviously proud of his explanation of recessive genes. However, no matter how impressed he is at the science that defines who we are, the classroom seems to be reduced to a stupor. Why is it that a bad explanation can make even the most interesting thing seem worthless because it's a bad explanation. I can see Muto deflate as he realizes that nothing he said in the past half hour has sunk in. Whispered conversations start to break the silence, and like an avalanche, the noise level in the class starts to rise. Defeated, Muto identifies some questions from the textbook and sets to clearing off the blackboard. Almost as if expected, Hanako packs up her things and leaves as soon as people start talking and laughing among themselves. Wait, Hanako, I'm coming with you! The initial shock of seeing someone play so blatantly truant has started to fade, but it doesn't stop me from wondering. Is she leaving because she doesn't want people to speak to her? Or is it just the thought of people around her shattering a peace? I think it's more of the latter, because I can see that she's the type who just wants peace, who doesn't like to hang around with people, so she's the extremely introverted type, Before I can think about the topic any further, the lunch bells ring. I wonder if she was simply taking the opportunity to leave early. The usual clamor of students exchanging books for lunch reverberates around the room, and while Misha is distracted, I grab my lunch and head out the door. Oh, Lily already sits in the tea room, setting out her lunch alone. So, Hanako's not here yet? Where is she? Oh, Hisao, how are you? I haven't met Hanako since this morning, I'm afraid. That's right, Hanako and Lily live next to each other. Somehow I think their morning conversations are slightly more grounded than Kenji's ramblings. Of course, that's strange. She left class early, so I figured that she would come here. So she's still leaving class early? Huh? Yeah, I've seen her do it a few times. Lily drops her head a little, and her tone of voice is notably depressed. It's very reminiscent of someone who is used to hearing bad news. Oh no, something to do with her background or something, and now the music has stopped. I was so sure that she would stop doing that once you two became friends. Well, forgive me, but I made the first mistake in my first choice, so I'll make amends for that. Everyone has their own pace, I suppose. Well, I was wondering about just that today. Why exactly does she leave? I'm not entirely sure myself. I personally think it's because she doesn't want to be put in a situation where she has to answer someone. I have a flashback of my first meeting with her, when I thought she looked like a cornered animal. Maybe I wasn't far from the truth. But she seems fine with talking to you, and with me a bit. It's a little more complex than that. I imagine that the first thing most people ask her is her scars, and what happened. Yeah, that's definitely the first thing everyone will ask. She rarely talks about it with me, but I can tell that she doesn't like to remember whatever happened back then. Yeah, everyone has their own traumas, Leaving class and running away from discussions is a preemptive strike, if you will. So then how does that explain her talking to me? You said it yourself yesterday at breakfast. You tried to ignore her scars. Once she saw that you weren't going to ask her about that, she opened herself up to you. I guess you're right. But eventually we have to get her to open up, if we want to get closer to her, But this is where it gets a bit tricky because Hanako is different from Amy. Amy's, I think, I don't know, but I think I'm more suited to Amy than Hanako. But I said that Hanako is my first choice, so I have better do a better job this time around. So Hanako is something that is very fragile. She's a very fragile being, and she's something, or rather someone, that really needs to be handled carefully, very carefully. So I have to think twice before I make my next choice, Right. Of course, I can always backtrack, but that's not how it works in real life. So I'm treating this as if I'm in the game and that it's real life and there's no turning back. So yeah. I guess you're right. Maybe. I don't know. You know her better than I, so I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm sure you'll come to know her as well as I do soon enough. I welcome the prospect of her having a new friend, and the two of you have such similar interests. Yeah, books, right? Well, I hardly count reading as a team sport. It is good to have company though. That's my point. Hanako is still an average person at heart. She also wants company at times like that. Ah, I see. I think. To be honest, both of you still confuse me a little. That's only natural, Hisao. We've only known each other for a little while. Well, it's unreasonable to expect you to understand us, just as we can understand you. But that is half the fun of becoming friends, right? Yes, it is. Although, I suppose that is the matter of us being opposite genders. Men and women do seem to confuse each other quite often. She says this with a light giggle, finding amusement at the odd little details of life. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to start eating. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I think I'll eat something too. I've got some books I want to drop back at the library before classes start, so I would better get a move on. Oh, then maybe we'll see Hanako at the library? Yeah, you'll probably find Hanako there as well. If you do see her, can you tell her to stop by my room later today? I would like to talk to her. Oh, okay. You're not coming? Unfortunately, I have a class representatives meeting later, so I'll be gone as soon as I finished my lunch. Okay then, if I don't see her in the library, then I'll tell her in class. I'm sure she'll be back after lunch. We fall silent as we start to eat, and I take a second to reflect on our conversation. I've always thought that Hanako's shyness was simply due to her being self-conscious of her scars, but that's partially the case. But that is a pretty superficial way of looking at her. Yeah, we need to get to know her more. Just when I thought I was able to see through the fog of Lily and Hanako, I realized that I'm more lost than when I started. Lily quickly finishes her lunch, acutely aware of her meeting. I don't blame her. Shizune is most likely going to be there, and I doubt she wants to give her the satisfaction of another argument. I must be off. Same time tomorrow? Same time, same channel. I would better head off too. I don't want to risk being late. Okay. Lily smiles gently, picks up her cane, and walks out into the hall. I turn my back on Lily as we head in opposite directions. For some reason, I find myself hoping she doesn't get into another fight with Shizune. I think once I go into Shizune's route, she's definitely going to fight with Lily. So, oh no, better stop that when that time comes. Yeah. As much as I like Lily, Shizune and Misha have been pretty instrumental in helping me adjust, even if half of our conversations are thinly veiled recruitment attempts. Well, that's part of business. Then again, I barely know either of them. Maybe they were previously leaders of some kind of secret society, but their love for each other drove them apart. That sounds like a soap opera story or something. Ah man, I need to stop reading cheap fiction. It's rotting my brain. Either that, or I've got to move away from Kenji and his bad influence. It's sad that I can't tell the two apart anymore. Okay, so we're at the library. I slide my books down the written chute, and they crash into the cart with a pleasant thud. Yuko, however, doesn't seem as impressed as me. Hisao, you scared me! Sorry, I thought you would be used to that by now. Or is the literacy levels here so low that nobody borrows any books? Huh? No, I think everyone here can read this. It'll be fine. Yeah, you don't get it. Never mind. There are some battles that you can never win. Trying to explain jokes is one of them. My dad taught me that the hard way. Say, Yuko, have you seen Hanako about? She left class early, but she wasn't in her usual hiding place. I think I saw her sneak in before lunch. Oh, I'm not supposed to tell anyone that. You just did. I just told you that I saw her leave. No need to stress out. Oh, of course. She's probably in the back. Thanks. Got any new books in recently? No, sorry. I'll let you know when we do though. Okay. If there's one thing I know about librarians, part-time or otherwise, it's that they appreciate people who take a genuine interest in their work. True enough, I walk the now familiar path to Hanako's reading nook, picking out a few titles along the way. Sometimes I find it hard to discover a book that will interest me among the shelves. An author's name and a two-word title don't mean much in a sea of similar words. Well, it depends on the title. For that reason, I sometimes reread books that I read in the past. Better to bet on the favorite than a new runner. An unfamiliar title from a familiar author picks out among the spines of its neighbors, so I remove it from the shelf. At least I'm not going over old material. And there's Hanako. As expected, Hanako sits on her favorite beanbag, buried deep in a copy of Dance Dance Dance. What, Hanako, you want to learn how to dance? Hi Hanako, how's it going? I fight back the urge to ask why she left class early. If Lily's suspicions were right, then asking her about that could have the opposite effect. Yeah, we need to get to know her better before we actually engage in that. Best to leave it for the time being. Sometimes the best way to get an answer from someone is to never ask the question. Yeah, that's true. Just wait for her to, review. But sometimes you have to find the right opportunity, the right time to, just indirectly ask her. Yeah. And especially in the case of Hanako, since she's a pretty fragile being, so yeah. Hello, Hisao. I'm fine. Something seems off, and after a couple of seconds, I realize what it is. Hanako's smiling. She looks as if she's pleased to see me. It's a nice change from the usual. Instinctively frightened reaction, and something I hope I can see more of as we get to know each other better. Good to hear. How's that book? I've heard it's a treat. Oh, it's good, I think. I've only just started it, so I don't really know. Fair enough. Let me know how it goes. I may borrow it once you're done. Sure. There's a good 15 minutes left in lunch. Not enough to really get into a book, but too much to stand around doing nothing. And Hanako's already returned to her reading, so I doubt I'll get much conversation from her. Oh well, I would better make myself comfortable. I slouch into a beanbag and crack open my book. The familiar style of the author leaps out at me from the very first line. As the sentences turn into paragraphs, I start to relax a little. But no matter how I try, I can't seem to get myself into the atmosphere of the book. This is partly due to the lack of time, but the more distracting factor is Hanako. Oh. Every 10 or so seconds, she peers over the top of her book. But when our eyes meet, she quickly ducks behind the covers. Now you see, Hanako has something for you, Hiniko. What am I saying? Hanako has something for you, Hisao. Yeah, she's clearly starting to, like you, really like you. Yeah. I guess she did want to talk about something after all. Just go ahead and ask. What's up? You look like a prairie dog on lookout. It's nothing. I've told you before, nothing means something when you say it like that. Hanako squirms a little in her beanbag, hoping that by changing her position, she'll find the words she's looking for. I was in an accident. Oh no, what happened? Accident? Just now? Are you alright? Hanako shakes her head, her hair flowing around her shoulders in wisps of amethyst on a background of pale and dark flesh. No, when I was younger. Okay, well that's quick. She's starting to open up about her past. That's pretty fast, unlike Amy. I mean, you see, Amy is like the very outgoing type, but it took quite a while before she actually opens up about her past, her tragic past. But here it seems like Hanako's going to open up pretty quick. So let's see what's going to happen from here. Realization crashes into me like a Sammy. When I was... It's alright, Hanako. You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to. Again, she shakes her head. No, I have to tell you. Oh. I kind of figured it has to do with the fire incident. Like, I mean, those scars are clearly caused by, you know, either skate or burn, you know. So yeah, she got the scars, you know, from the fire. When I was young, I was in a fire. My house burned down, and I nearly didn't make it. It's like similar to Amy, right? Amy also almost didn't make it, but that one I think is was very tragic, because while Amy made it, her father didn't. So in the case of Hanako, well, let's see. I think this drawing was drawn by her, right? Also. After that, I was alone. Oh. Hanako's eyes glisten in the dim light of the library, and I reach out to grasp her hand. It's okay, Hanako. You don't have to keep going. But I have to. Why? What brought this on? Last night, Lily told me about your heart. Oh. And I didn't think it was fair. Fair? That I knew about you, but you didn't know about me. I squeezed Hanako's hand a little. Don't be silly. But yes, I have a heart condition. Oh yeah, because I did actually remember telling Lily about you know, Hisao's heart condition. Actually, in this route, I didn't show the part that involves Lily. I actually skipped it out, but you'll see that scene later when I go into Lily's room. So basically, you know, in that scene between me choosing the part that will decide whether you get Amy or not. Yeah, the part whether you want to, while you're running with Amy, whether you want to chase after her or just take it easy. After you choose take it easy, then in between there's actually a scene with Lily and Rin, but Rin is the extra type. Then there's a choice, alright, whether to tell her about the heart condition or not, which I choose to. So that's why I get this scene. Yeah, so I lean a little closer to Hanako. What I didn't tell Lily is that I had my first attack when a girl confessed to me. I smile a little to break the tension. Really? Really. I haven't heard from her for a while though, so I guess it's all over. I know it's all over. There's no other way to interpret what happened the last time I saw her. In some ways, not having heard from her again has helped me move on from that period of my life. So now, we both know a little more about each other. But you don't have to talk about things if you don't want to. In fact, I feel a little bad even thinking about that whole incident. I can almost smell the hospital's disinfectant burning the back of my sinuses again. I mean, just now we actually heard something. She said her house burned down and she was alone. So actually Hanako's case is even more tragic. Means she nearly died but survived, but she lost her parents because she said she was all alone. So yeah, but actually this turn of events is pretty quick. I imagine Hanako is going through the same thing now. When I was in the hospital, I went to the burn ward once. Oh, and only once. I was bored, so I went for a walk through all of the wards. I went through oncology and thought I could take it. But when I got to the burn ward, I turned around and went back to my bed. To think that Hanako has spent months in a place like that, smelling nothing but corrupted skin, strong infectant, and sterilized air. The really bad cases were kept in isolated pods that no foreign objects could enter. That would have meant no reading. I would have gone insane if I didn't have my books in the hospital. I would too, because there's literally nothing you can do except use your handphone, I guess, but... And she said she was alone. Did her parents die? I'll have to ask Lily about it. I can imagine myself saying something dumb unintentionally. Yeah, anyway, I said her parents probably died, but yeah, that probably is a bit of my assumption on my part, so we'll see what really happened. Thank you, Hisao. I haven't told many people about this. To be honest, I haven't told many people about my circumstances either. Then I wouldn't tell anyone either. Deal. I changed my grip on Hanako's hand into a handshake as the warning bells chimed through the window. Well then, we would better head back to class then, eh? Sure. Okay. Oh, that's pretty quick. We're already going to... Alright, we're already going to Act 3. That's pretty fast.